Apple. The biggest company in the world is a fruit. But why is it named Apple? And why isn't it named Orange or Pomegranate or Bob Gordon American Elderberry? It all starts approximately 750,000 years ago. Oh wait, that's the fruit. It all starts on April 1st, 1976 in a garage just like ours. Two high school dropouts named Steve Number 1 and Steve Number 2 wanted to start a company. Their idea was to create a company that sold computers to fit in your home. I can see where they were coming from because this is what computers looked like before Apple. Steve Number 1 had to sell his Volkswagen to get the business up and running, and Steve Number 2 had to sell his calculator. Apparently calculators were worth a lot of money or something. Both Steves took their previous knowledge from school and used it to design a computer. To them it was no challenge, but for any average Joe, no offense to anyone named Joe, this was a huge challenge. I'm talking 3 inches huge. Their first creation was the Apple I, designed by Steve Number 2. This was revolutionary for their time. It was a computer powered by a circuit board. No keyboard, no monitor, no mouse, just a circuit. But their second creation offered a lot more. Their second creation was Apple II. What a name. This was now legitimately revolutionary for their time. But in all seriousness, it was great. It had a keyboard, 2 game paddles, and a 9-inch monitor screen. And I thought 3 inches was big. If you ever wanted to listen to Beyonce's latest hits with your friends, you now could. From there, Apple's business skyrocketed. Now that the history is done, we can find out why it was named Apple. One of the first steps of any business is figuring out a name. Most of the time, it's something creative and well thought out, but they chose Apple. But why? What if I told you it was because that was the name of Steve Number 1's great-grandfather? Well, if I told you that, I would be lying. The real reason is because one day both Steve Number 1 and Steve Number 2 visited an apple field together. Since Steve Number 1 loved Apple so much, he suggested to make their company name Apple. I'm not kidding. Look it up.